guys, this girl got game. We're back to do Hendrik's friendship route. As a good thing, I went with my gut instinct with the restaurant, because apparently the restaurant was the whole catalyst for all the romance stuff that was going on. Otherwise, they just don't get a clue, apparently, so we're gonna go for a nice friendly walk around instead. I'd love to see the sights. What's the errand?
I have to drop off some artifacts our museum borrowed for the festival. Luckily, it's not far from Place d'Armée, Namir's city square. I think you'll like it. There's a lot of shops, and it's usually lively on the weekends.
Thanks for the offer. When will we go?
Saturday afternoon. I'll even pick you up if you don't mind sitting on a towel. My truck's a little on the dusty side.
I think I can handle it.
Great. Let's give you a real cultural experience before you fly home.
So we're going in the afternoon this time. Interesting. Alright. Here's a familiar sight. Wow, I can see why you'd rather take the train than your truck. It took quite a while to find a parking spot.
Yes, but it'd be cumbersome carrying all these artifacts on the train, and I'd worry about dropping them. Thanks for helping.
No problem. I thought it was pretty cool for the local museum to let you borrow the artifacts for the summer exhibit. The pedestrian zone of the street was jam-packed with shoppers. All of the buildings were squished together. A mixture of restaurants, boutiques, famous brand stores, small-name shops.
We're close to the town hall of Namur, and this is a very popular shopping center. This is our open sky mall, as we sometimes call it. I know my way around the area pretty well, so feel free to explore to your heart's content.
I leaned around a corner expecting an alleyway, but it was yet another small street, and a bustling one at that. Tiny cafe tables were arranged outside, and I could see strung lanterns woven above. Unless you looked up, you'd think you were in a closed mall, with a cobbled floor. Then, over here.
There are some amazing chocolatiers that way. Good choice.
Yay! I was caught up in the various shops and sights, from the citadel that overlooked Namur, to museums that were even smaller than Kalin Caves. I paused by a window and looked inside. The marble floors and columns were impressively polished, and I could spot fancy clothes arranged on tables. It was definitely a high-end store, and I wanted to sneak a peek at the latest fashions. Hendrik, can we go in there?
Sure.
I'm not boring you. I feel bad dragging you around everywhere.
Hey, I made the offer in the first place. It's been fun accompanying someone new to the city. It's easy to take a familiar place for granted.
Yeah, when I return, I'll explore my hometown more. There are many places I've never seen before because I have the idea that I can visit any time, but never do. When we entered the shop, we were greeted by a well-dressed woman. Hendrik politely exchanged a few words in French with her, and she left us to wander around. Oh. We got the friendship chibi. Oh my goodness. I just realized what this picture is. She's in love with his shirt, and he's like, oh, this stone, this marble stone pillar. Oh, this is cute. I held up a silk blouse in a gentle pink hue. Hendrik, what do you think? What is he looking at? Figures. Like what you see?
I can't believe it. Authentic Carrara marble from Italy. I thought it was faux painted, but...
Wait, you can tell where it came from? He's like, whoa.
I'm more familiar with the local quarries, but think of a marble's appearance like a fingerprint.
A fingerprint? What the heck is... Oh, good grief. Come on, mouth.
Like a fingerprint. If you're familiar with it, you can trace it to...
Hello?
Are you buying that?
I glanced down at the blouse's price tag, then felt like I held a priceless Roman vase dating to the 6th century BCE. No, I was just browsing. I meekly returned the blouse and feigned interest in a few other racks before we got out of there. When we were outside, we exchanged a chuckle. I have a feeling the store isn't visited by college students often.
No wonder they can afford authentic marble.
And I thought it'd be cute to have a souvenir or something to remind me of my trip here.
I don't know much about clothes, but I can show you the best places for dessert. You have to try the crepes or Belgian waffles at least once. What would you like? It'll be my treat.
I hate to sound like a glutton, but I want to try both.
Actually, I was hoping you'd say that. Buy crepes first, then split a waffle?
Yes, I always wanted to go on a food tour.
Food memories are the best souvenirs after all.
That's wonderful. You two are so good. Alright. So we're talking to her about this? Okay, so this is about the sedimentary context details. You two obviously have a long history with each other. How did you first meet, anyway? Oh boy. Has it already been over 7 years? I was still working on my degree. It's embarrassing, but I had a fight with my girlfriend, who was also my roommate at the time. I came home quite late, and she wasn't happy. Anyway, you're not here for my relationship history. I stormed outside and texted a friend saying I would be staying over at his place. I was so distraught that I didn't notice I ended up on the wrong floor of the apartment. I knocked on the door, and the stranger answered, completely taking me by surprise. At first Hendrik wondered if he did something wrong. This crying woman with mascara running down her face suddenly appearing before him. I apologized and explained the situation. Before I left, he said I could at least use his bathroom to freshen up. It was then I noticed he had a large rock collection on the table. I asked about it, and he was working on a geology paper. And, well, the rest is history. Before I knew it, we were chatting like we had known each other for years. It helped take my mind off the fight. At least something great came out of it. It was a very fortunate mistake. I wish he didn't drown himself in his work all the time.
Ah, Rose.
Let me tell you about my accident. For the article. Perfect! And once you finish updating the map, I'd like to pinpoint where the fragments were found exactly. Sensing their conversation was turning academic, I politely excused myself. Going already? Yes, I'll leave you to your research, but thanks for showing me. Of course.
Later.
We don't have any shirt tugs. But we got some interesting background onto Rose and Hendrik's first meetup. Wow, talk about happenstance. That's so neat. Oh, Hendrik, you're so nice to everybody. So genuinely nice. It's nice. Uh-oh. And it's time to leave again. Whoops. Clicked again by accident. Alright. So Hendrik lingered behind a fiddle with his keys idly.
You'll be fine on your own?
Of course, you know me by now. Thanks for showing me around Namur. We definitely have to do something like that again in the future.
I'm contemplating visiting the States at some point. I'll be sure to swing by California. I'm glad this has been an enriching experience for you.
He leaned down and kissed my cheeks farewell.
Take care and have a safe flight, Melissa.
I waved him off as he drove away, then let out a sigh as soon as the truck disappeared. Already the museum felt eerily quiet, even more so than the usual weekends. This was my last night. Clutching the spare key, I entered the building. It was time to confirm my flights and email my parents the schedule. Wow. We really did spend the last night by ourselves. You got the email from Sherry, right? The email contained the itinerary of this year's field school. Since I was assisting Sherry, she was able to accept a bigger group. Once the field school was finished, I wondered if I could spend extra weeks at Colin Cave.
I did. I've never seen so many students arriving from your university before. I guess it's because they'll have another mentor.
Yep, now I'll be able to show them the ropes.
How's working under Sherry? She's tough but fair.
Pretty good. I usually help out with her forensic archaeology class and clean the bones of roadkill for examples. I think I'm doing okay. I admit I'm starting to feel the pressure with all these high expectations on me. I'll be delivering a presentation at a local archaeology forum regarding Colin Cave next month.
Do you need any pictures? If there's any info you're missing, I'll be happy to provide.
Thank you. I already compiled the slides, so it's more speech practice at this point. Is that Augustin?
Who are you talking to? Ah, Melissa! It's been so long?
Oh no, it was Rosemary! Gotta redo! I forgot that they lived together. Oh dear.
Who are you talking to? Ah, Melissa! It's been so long!
Rosemary practically shoved her face into the camera, her body leaning heavily over Hendrik's shoulder. I gave her a friendly wave. Hello. Where are you two anyway? It doesn't look like Hendrik's apartment.
That's because it's mine. We're doing some work in Germany, and he's participating in a geological survey next week. You're coming back, right? How long are you planning to stay?
I'll be there for the field school. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do after it's finished. I might remain at Colin Cave until the end of the summer. Rosemary rolled her eyes and flashed a knowing smirk.
You know, you've already seen enough of Colin Cave. We should take you to Blissingsleben or Kongzao.
I apologize profusely for butchering those names.
They're both Paleolithic sites. We're acquainted with the chief archaeologist there, and you could see how it's done at other locations.
I do love the travertine quarry and...
Hendrik let out a small
Ow!
as Rosemary elbowed him hard, cutting off whatever geology spiel he had.
There's more to archaeology than just damp, dark caves. You need to try your hands at both horizontal and vertical digging.
Wow, really? That sounds awesome. I'd love to go. Hendrik, can we? Hendrik gently pushed Rosemary to the side so they were both visible through the camera.
I don't see why not. I'd like to throw in Veldwezelt Hazardwater since it's pretty neat.
That's back in Belgium. What is this, a road trip? Well, it couldn't hurt. You haven't seen the Flemish side of Belgium.
I could only sit there in awe. I couldn't believe they willingly offered to show me around various sites like it was of no trouble to them. Thank you. You two have no idea how much this means to me. It's not often these opportunities come along.
Don't get emotional yet. We'll need to confirm everything, and I'll have to fire out some emails to make sure the sites will accept visitors. Once you know your flight schedule, I'll see if I can squeeze some workable dates in.
Besides, we had a lot of fun with you. It'll be nice to spend time together in a more casual setting. None of this mentor stuff. We'll all be equals here.
That also means Rosemary will be drinking a lot on our trip.
Darn right.
Damn straight, son. She slapped his back hard, causing Hendrik to flinch a bit in his seat as she laughed heartily.
Ah! When you're surrounded by nothing but rocks, dirt, forests, and hills, we need to find ways to entertain ourselves. Not that our careers aren't entertaining enough. We geologists and archaeologists have the best barbecues. Speaking of food, we should get dinner started. Auf Wiedersehen, Melissa.
Later, we'll keep in touch and I'll send you my schedule as soon as possible. We exchanged lively waves before cutting off the camera. As I closed my applications, my eyes briefly glanced over the field school guidelines Sherry had sent out weeks ago. Smiling, I clicked out as well. I looked forward to next summer. I had a feeling it was going to be a memorable one. Wow, so we completely skipped the 4 months later. We just flew home and then it was like, hey, so later on, we did things and we planned things with Hendrik and Rosemary. I think Rosemary is still rooting for Hen and Melissa to get together. Oh my goodness, I can only imagine the shenanigans those three will get up to together. That was an amazing friendship ending. I'm really glad I did that. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. We're gonna be going back to Hustlecat, finally to do Goth Dad Graves' route. I'm so freaking excited. And I hope you guys are too, and I hope I see you over there. So, until then, I'll see you later.
Relationship begins. Here we